on multiple employees. If you've been injured or have visited the park, call your mom.
No! A man named Logan Russo was just found on the rocks behind Johnson Hall, drinking extreme amounts of lake water from Lake Ontario. When questioned about this, Logan said, quote, "I love drinking lake water. It tastes so delicious. I just love the thrill of waiting to see what diseases it might give me," end quote. Russo has once again been socially exiled, and between his love for eating garbage, the strange enjoyment he gets from drinking lake water, I can't even speak, this is shocking. It's no surprise that he is the way that he is.
In a parallel universe, socks held secret meetings plotting their escapes from the dryer. One brave sock named Bob led a rebellion, convincing his fellow socks to roll out in pairs and seek freedom as they made their great escape. They encountered a group of mismatched mittens who offered to join the force. Together, they formed an unstoppable alliance, embarking on wild adventures, leaving humans baffled by their disappearing acts. And thus, the great sock mitten exodus began, leaving laundry rooms in chaos and feet bare.
In a bustling bakery, a donut named Doug dreamed of becoming a world-famous pastry. One day, he accidentally rolled into a box of sprinkles, emerging as the Sparkle Donut. Customers went wild for his shimmering charm, making him an overnight sensation, but Doug's newfound fame went to his filling, and he started demanding red carpet treatment, causing chaos in the bakery. In the end, Doug learned that true sweetness comes from staying humble, not just from sugary glaze.
The city of Oswego has just elected a dog as the new sheriff. The dog, named Bark Obama, said the following at his inauguration day. Ruff, ruff, woof, woof, grr, grr, ruff. Obama plans to impact the community by requiring that all citizens give him belly rubs whenever they see him, driving these citizens away from committing crimes. When asked what his mission would be as the Oswego sheriff, he said, ruff, ruff, bark, bark. Woof, woof. Oh my, here we go, another Taylor Swift story. All of those Swifties out there are celebrating Taylor's announcement that she is officially declaring for the NFL draft. Yes, you heard that right. She will play in the NFL against her hubby-bubby baby, Travis Kelce. Ew. You know, I am really not a fan of all this media coverage that Taylor Swift is getting. I do not seem to understand her fan base. Like, what do they see in her?
I don't know. I don't know what they see in her either. Well, next up, we'll move over to history news, the segment where I share some news about things that happened around this day in history. Excuse me. On this day in 1939, the Syracuse University Orange faced our hometown Oswego, Zeelman, in a basketball game at the Armory, currently YMCA here in Oswego. In a close 50-41 loss for the Lakers, the team showed promise and was described as showing why Oswego belonged in top-notch intercollegiate competition. One famous player on the Syracuse team, Wilmeth Sadat Singh, who later became a member of the famous Tuskegee Airmen. Sadat Singh died 4 years after this game in a training accident over Lake Huron. 70 years later, in 2009, the Point here at Murano Campus Center experienced an attack of computer viruses, most likely done by students through flash drives. The computers were later cleared of the viruses. In world news, on this day, we'll stay in 2009, where the Oswegonian reported on the death of Natasha Richardson, a famous actress in her own right, as well as the husband of actor Liam Neeson of Star Wars and Taken fame, was killed in a skiing accident in Montreal. She was okay after the initial crash, yet developed a headache and died 2 days later. In 1854, on this day, the Republican Party in the United States was officially formed in Ripon, Wisconsin. This party was preceded by the Whig Party, to which 4 presidents were associated, including my favorite, William Henry Harrison, 4-month term baby, died 1841. Lastly, in connection with the eclipse April 8th, in 2015, a solar eclipse, equinox, and supermoon all occurred on the same day. Pretty cool.
Interesting.
We'll now throw it over to our good friend Caveman Mike, who is looking much more caveman-y this time around. Mike, how's the weather?
Little white balls fall from the sky. Big whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of air in Oswego. 32 degrees and cold. Not getting warm, stay cold for a long, long time. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famous singer went on vacation with Boothang. She might be crazy. Lots of ex-boyfriends.
Hey.
On vacation? The beach? With Travis Kelce.
Taylor Swift.
Yes. One more. 19 years ago,
It's history news.
snowy blizzard. Baby was born. Baby name? Go, guess.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's me,
But you're-
Caveman Mike.
But you're a caveman. How are you born 19 years ago?
Birthday Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. When come back, 2 more segments. Don't go anywhere. Commercial. Caveman Mike, out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back once again. Our next segment will be fan mail, and we've got a couple of submissions from our lovely viewers.
Our first piece of fan mail comes from one fan named Jack Baker. And Jack Baker wrote to us, "Hi everybody, my name's Jack. I was just wondering if you had heard the rumors that Xbox is coming to an end soon. Do you think this is true? And if so, what are your thoughts?"
As an Xbox fanboy, I've heard this news. It all stems from the fact that a lot of the Xbox exclusive IPs are being sold out to PlayStation and Nintendo for games. So, in the next 5 years, we have, Halo on Nintendo Switch 2 or PlayStation 6. I think it's sad. As I grew up with Xbox, got my Xbox 360 Skylanders edition when I was like 8, so kind of sad.
Yeah, absolutely. Haley, how about you?
Well, it's shocking to hear this news. I'm not an Xbox user myself, but it's a pretty big name in the gaming industry. So, I'm curious to see what happens next.
Okay. And what about our next one, Logan?
All right, our next piece of fan mail.
Here's those questions for you.
Thank you. Is from WTOP's own Emily Mike.
Oh.
All right. She said, "I've got some questions for you guys to answer on Unplugged. If you enjoy wasting time, is your time really wasted?"
No.
That's a tough one. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
at all.
I don't think so. If you ate yourself, would you disappear or become twice as big?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'd disappear.
Disappear
I'm
probably.
skinny.
I feel like there'd be a point where you would stop eating yourself and just
you just
not be able to
Yeah,
anymore.
not be anything.
Yep.
You take the bottom lip over the top and swallow it.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to break the rules a little bit. Emily Mike is actually here in studio with us. If Emily would like to read the last question to us.
Here she is.
Here we go. Hi, Emily.
Hi,
Welcome
guys.
to the show.
I am not camera ready at all.
It's okay.
Hi, Mike. And
Get over here.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is also a really good one.
Okay.
Why are they called buildings if they're already built?
Oh.
Never thought about it like that.
Yeah, I haven't either. I think like because they have to be built, that's why they're called buildings.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
We'll waste no time now. We're going to go right on into music news, our last segment of the night. Without further ado,
Let's do it.
this one's a sad little ditty about the cherry blossoms in Washington, D.C. The beautiful cherry blossoms bloom for a final time, unfortunately. The basins flooded, the seawalls need to be rebuilt. It's just a shame that the cherry blossoms have to go and wilt. Cherry blossoms are sinking at high tide. Screwed that one up a little bit.
Yeah.
The water's moving inland and the trees are starting to die. The land they're on is sinking and the water starts to rise. The seawall's 6 feet under and the trees must say goodbye. Logan?
Well, folks, we've got a well-known restaurant in Maryland. And guess what? You may not know this, but they're trying something new.
Oh, what is that, Logan?
The food chain known as Chick-fil-A had a new idea. They want to get more customers eating all their meals. They went with something new that everybody loves. A Chick-fil-A pizza might just be the one. Good stop.
Really?
They got your normal flavors like pepperoni and cheese. When you see a pizza pie, your taste buds say, yes please. They've also got pizza with Chick-fil-A nuggets and sauce. This sounds pretty delicious. I gotta try that stuff.
Interesting.
Kaylee Richmond, take us home.
Well, if you insist, Mike. Gotta come on.
Whenever you're ready.
1, 2, 3. Dorothy Fidelli of Goshen, Ohio, finally had a wedding at 77 years old. She was sick and tired of being alone, so she married herself in her retirement home. Dorothy Fidelli has had an amazing life, and now she is married and she is now her own wife. Her friends and family were all there by her side. What a beautiful story. It just makes me want to cry. Congratulations, Dorothy. You are truly an inspiration to all. I hope I can be like you someday, girl.
Wow, guys.
Wow.
You might have topped Sammy Sozio there.
Really?
Well, folks, we don't have any time to banter, and that's all we've got time for, so we're going to close things out with one more song. Kaylee,
right.
we taught it to you, right?
Yes.
All right, let's
All
do
right,
it then.
here we go.
Let's do it.
It's time to end the show. It's time to end the show. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Who's our next guest?
Tune in to see.
But now it's time to end the show. It's time to end the show. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, brush fires on Long Island continue to burn. What's causing officials to declare a state of emergency?
And an update on the boil water notice from Oswego's 7th Ward.
Plus, breaking news out of Oswego. A major drug bust carried out by Oswego County Police. What police are saying?
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Breaking news good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Stickney.
And I'm Dominic Ciccarelli.
Breaking news right now in Oswego. The Oswego Police Department has reported they have executed a drug-related warrant only 2 hours ago.
They reported the incident on their Facebook page, saying the arrest occurred at 191 West 5th Street. Law enforcement says there is no threat to the public at this moment.
Authorities asked for the public to avoid the area while they continue to investigate. The boil water notice put in place in the City of Oswego's 7th Ward has been lifted. The original notice was put into place last Thursday, March 6th, and was lifted this morning. The notice was put into place because of repairs to a water main.
Students with environment-related majors were in luck today as a showcase of environmental careers was put on by Oswego. The showcase took place in the Richard S. Schuneman Center outside of the Nucleus Cafe and was put on by Career Services. The event offered the chance for students to meet with employers, alumni, and grad schools in the environmental field.
A new show is coming to SUNY Oswego in a few days, presented by Artswego. The Spirit of Harriet Tubman portrays the life and upbringing of one of the most well-known figures across American history, and Harriet Tubman. There will only be one performance happening this Wednesday at the Waterman Theater. The show begins at 7 o'clock and tickets are free for all SUNY Oswego students.
Motorheads and car enthusiasts alike are flocking to Syracuse. For more on why, our reporter Kaya Wheatley is in studio. Kaya?
Thanks, Dominic. The grounds of Syracuse are rumbling in anticipation for this year's race season as festivities kicked off this weekend with the Motorsports Exposition. The grounds of Syracuse are rumbling in anticipation for this year's race season's festivities kicked off this weekend with the Motorsports Exposition. All right, now we'll toss it back to the desk.
Corrections officers have begun returning to work at Auburn Correctional Facility, which could signal an end to the weeks-long prison strike across New York State. Dozens of workers were seen entering the prison in their uniforms this morning. A small crowd remained outside, though it is unknown if they were former workers or supporters.
A state of emergency was declared in New York City over the weekend due to out-of-control brush fires on Long Island. The flames burned through about 600 acres of land before firefighters were able to get it under control. Investigators say the initial fire that kicked off the inferno was an accident after a Long Island resident attempted to make s'mores in their backyard.
According to a new state audit, New York taxpayers have spent $60 million in legal fees stemming from scandals involving Andrew Cuomo's administration. This new information could prove troublesome for Cuomo's plan to run for New York City mayor, as it has sparked outrage in many and led them to wonder how else New York residents could be affected under him.
I saw many students enjoying the beautiful day we had today. Looks like spring may be closer than we think.
That'd be nice by me. I'd like that. Christopher, is today an indication of what's to come?
Thanks, guys. Yes, it was such a beautiful day today. The winds finally ended after a long 5 days, and we had the sun. Here comes the sun. Beatles little reference right there. Do-do-do-do. Warm temperatures arrive and everything, and spring here already, like you said. I'll have more in my full forecast, but first, back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up, President Trump is canceling leases for federal offices in New York State.
Plus, a medical helicopter crash in Madison County.
All that and more coming up on WTOP-10 Nightly News.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Meteorologist Christopher Convis with your full forecast. Currently right now it's 41 degrees. What a beautiful day it was. Gosh, I bet the sunset was just like that tonight and everything. And wind chills at 36 degrees thanks to a light wind from the east at 7 miles per hour. And as we take from our satellite radar right now, you can see clear skies and everything. A few overcasts around by up Buffalo area, but still staying clear for us tonight. And as we look onto our 6-to-day 10 temperature forecast, you can see above normal temperatures for us. Perfect. Is spring here already? As we take on look onto our temperature forecast, you can see 17 degrees above normal for tomorrow, dipping down a little bit for Wednesday for a few showers we're going to be having, but then it jumps right back up, 22 degrees plus for Friday and Saturday. Gosh, what a great end for before we go on our spring break. And hey, tomorrow, why not go for a grill cast? Starting off tomorrow at 10 a.m., 50 degrees already, sunny skies, no clouds in the sky, noon, 54 degrees, as well at 2 o'clock. Why not bring the grill out for the first time of the year tomorrow? And hey, what to wear and everything? I think you could break out the shirt and the hoodie, maybe bring the hoodie out in the afternoon for the clouds and everything. But if you're risky enough, maybe wear some shorts. I probably won't. I'm still in my jeans until maybe next month. As we go on to our future cast, you can see clear skies tonight, Tuesday at 9 a.m., 50 degrees. As we move on, we have the few overcast skies tomorrow afternoon, clearing out by the night, 31 degrees around the nighttime. And as for Wednesday morning, 27 degrees until we have the clouds come back in for a chance of showers maybe. So tonight, mostly clear, 38 degrees, winds from the east 6 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 30 degrees, sunny, then increasing clouds. And as we look onto our 7-day forecast, look at that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, sunny skies, all the way up to 56 on Friday, with a chance of thunderstorms maybe on Sunday. That's all for my full forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Christopher. The Trump administration has canceled 18 leases for federal offices in New York State, including offices for Social Security, ICE, and the IRS. These cancellations come as part of more than 700 nationwide. The Trump administration touts these cuts as measures against fraud and inefficiency and claims to have saved over $468 million in lease cuts alone, with $7 million coming from the New York cuts.
Madison County Sheriff Office says there are confirmed fatalities in a medical helicopter crash. The crash landing happened in a heavily wooded area in Jackson, Mississippi. According to Flight Aware, the helicopter departed from St. Dominic's Hospital at 12:09 p.m. with a pilot and 2 University of Mississippi medical workers aboard. No patients were aboard. The flight was in the air for 27 minutes before crashing. The school says the families of the victims are being contacted and there is no further information as to what the cause of the crash is.
News from the coast of England, 5:48 a.m. local time and 9:48 a.m. UK, a Portuguese cargo ship and an American flag tanker carrying jet fuel collided.
CNN London's Anna Stewart with more information.
time. Two large vessels collided in the North Sea off the coast of Hull, causing a fire and huge plumes of black smoke. The UK Coast Guard and Royal National Lifeboat Institution, the RNLI, both responded to the incident, sending helicopters and lifeboats. The crews of both vessels are accounted for, in total 37 people, with one in hospital, according to the local Member of Parliament Graham Stewart. Now the focus shifts to the question of how this collision could happen. During daylight hours and in spite of the safety and navigation features common to these large vessels. Now, according to Crowley, which is the operator of the Stena Immaculate oil tanker, the vessel was anchored off the North Sea coast when it was struck by the container ship called the So Long. The tanker was carrying jet fuel, which started to leak due to a ruptured tank, and multiple explosions followed. The So Long is a Portuguese-flagged smaller ship, which, according to Vessel Finder, was en route to the Netherlands, having left a port in Scotland. In addition to investigating the cause of this collision, there will likely be an assessment on the environmental impact of the fuel spill in the North Sea. Anna Stewart, CNN, London.
A Pakistani man charged in connection with the suicide bombing attack targeting U.S. service members in Kabul, Afghanistan, appeared at a hearing in federal court on Monday. An FBI agent testified that suspect Mohammed Sharifullah was interviewed 5 times since his arrest in Northern Virginia last week. The agent said the charges filed against him and evidence allegedly linking him to the Abbey Gate attack in 2021 were based on those interviews. 13 U.S. service members died and scores of Afghans were killed when a suicide bomber set off explosives as people gathered at the Kabul airport to leave Afghanistan. The hasty exit came as the United States ended its involvement in the country after 20 years.
Syria's temporary government has agreed to merge with the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces. The goal of the merge is to give all people representation in Syria's government, including the Kurdish community. As part of the merge, Syria's Kurdish community members are all expected to gain citizenship, which was not allowed under the previous government. Syria had undergone tension under the Assad regime for decades before they were overthrown just last December.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, the measles outbreak continues to spread across the U.S.
Plus, housing prices continue to rise across central New York.
All of this coming up on WTOP-10 Nightly News.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, 2 people have died from the measles outbreak. Nearly 230 cases of measles have been reported in Texas and New Mexico, and experts expect that number to continue increasing. Experts also believe there have been more cases that have not been reported and are urging unvaccinated people to get the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. According to the CDC, 1 in 5 unvaccinated people in the U.S. will be hospitalized with measles.
The federal government has paused orders for free COVID-19 tests. Only orders placed prior to March 9th at 8 p.m. will still be shipped out. The reason for the stoppage is unknown at this time, but it may be permanent. According to the CDC, COVID cases have been declining in the U.S. recently. At-home tests can still be purchased at grocery stores and pharmacies at this time.
2 cats in Kansas have tested positive for bird flu. The cats were taken to the Timber Creek Veterinary Hospital in Manhattan, Kansas, where they were diagnosed with bird flu. Bird flu has now been found in cats, dogs, dairy cows, and more species across the U.S. Consumers have also felt the effects of the bird flu epidemic, with egg prices skyrocketing across the U.S. Fewer people are buying homes. The National Association of Realtors says pending home sales dropped 4.6% in January. That's an all-time low.
Experts say there are programs out there to make buying more affordable. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan explains the different loan options.
That goal is seemingly so far away from many people.
The effects of the housing crisis are hitting close to home as central New York housing prices continue to rise. The average rent prices in Syracuse and Utica have seen increases of 6.13% and 6.84%, a stark difference to the nationwide increase of 3.46%. These rent prices have been rapidly climbing ever since the COVID-19 pandemic hit, with Syracuse's outpacing the rise of New York City rent prices by 20%.
More and more people are worried about the national economy. According to the latest Consumer Expectations Survey from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, many Americans are losing confidence in the U.S. job market. They also said inflation is no longer easing and are concerned of greater economic problems a year from now. Researchers add that the number of consumers who said they may not be able to make minimum debt payments rose to a level not seen since April of 2020.
Researchers at the SUNY Graduate School of Public Health and Health Policy in Manhattan found burnout can cost employers up to $5 million a year in lost productivity. The study found burnout costs employers about $4,000 for non-managerial employees, around $10,000 for managers, and more than $20,000 for executives. Researchers say employers may want to focus more on employee health. That could help decrease costs and improve profits.
And now we're going to send it to our sports anchor for tonight, Lucas Marcus.
Lucas, what's happening in the sports world?
Thanks, guys. It was a big weekend in the Laker hockey. I'll have that and more in coming up after the break.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking. They're looking for me. There's hockey. There's improv. So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch. Our embarrassments free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it
Welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm Lucas Marquez, and the Oswego State women's ice hockey team lost their SUNY finals against the Plattsburgh Cardinals by 2-0. The game had the normal classic rivalry with strong encounters on all places of the field. In the first period, the Cardinals dominated and attacked the Lakers non-stop. As you can see, the Cardinals were attacking, pressuring Lexi Levy with another brilliant performance. She saved the team many times. However, it didn't take long in the second period for the score to leave 0 with a goal from the Cardinals. That was what the Lakers needed to wake up. After 2 power plays in a row, the Lakers arrived with danger in the attack and came close to tying the game. And when the Lakers came close, hitting the crossbar, 1 minute later, the Cardinals made the second and closed the score. The Lakers even tried more, but it wasn't enough. The Cardinals knew the importance of the game and came prepared.
It's awesome. We played one of our biggest games this year on an away rink, and I think that's huge for our team. It's huge for our younger girls, and I'm just super proud of every single one of them. Everyone played their part and did what they needed to do to get the win today.
Even with the loss, it wasn't the end of the world for the Lakers, with 2 athletes being in the SUNY ideal team, Jenny Majewski and Lauren Schell. With the loss, this was the end of the season for the Lakers. Now moving to the men's hockey, the story was different. The Lakers won the match against the Plattsburgh Cardinals and guaranteed SUNY, something that hasn't happened in over 10 years. The match was also very intense, but with more aggression between the players. However, the Lakers dominated the first period with an incredible performance, scoring 5 goals in the first 15 minutes. There was a lot of fights between the players, and that's one of them.
It felt awesome. It's been a long time coming. It's been 11 years since we brought this trophy home, and to do it in front of these fans, it means the world. They were awesome tonight. Yeah, thanks for bringing the energy tonight. You let us get off to a good start. It was an easy one to get up for with all you guys in here. We really appreciate everything you guys do.
It wasn't enough to guarantee the victories because the Cardinals scored 2 more goals, but Lakers won the game 5-2. Brandon Milberg was unstoppable again, guaranteeing the 5-2 score until the end of the period. The Lakers now face Trent University in the NCAA away. Now, let's move to some highlights. Let's move to the Pittsburgh Penguins face the Minnesota Wild at Minnesota. The Penguins need that win after losing 4 in a row. And here it comes. Malkin scores after a great pass by Lee Tang. He shoots the first time, but the goalie blocks it, and then on a rebound he scores. And then the third career goal against a former older team. Third period, and Carlson tries, but is saved. And on the rebound, Sidney Crosby puts it in. No time for reaction on the top right corner. What a hit by Crosby. And here comes Hartman in the power play and bangs it in. And he scores 2-1 for the Minnesota Wilds. The score was closer and no time for reaction for the goalie. The Penguins got countered with Crosby. Crosby again, empty net, and secures the win, carrying the Pens to a 3-1 win after 4 losses. And that's an important win for the Penguins on the NHL.
You know, guys, we've had a fantastic weekend. Lakers hockey, up the green and gold, gorgeous weather. You know what this makes me think about?
What does it make you think about?
St. Patrick's Day. Ahead of St. Patrick's Day next week, Krispy Kreme has released a fun collection of donuts.
That sounds delicious. The treats include a glazed donut hand-decorated like a leprechaun, a glazed donut dipped in green icing and sprinkles topped with a rainbow,
a donut filled with original cream with a shamrock sprinkle blend, an original glazed donut dipped in green icing and topped with a sprinkle blend.
These donuts are available now for a limited time if you visit Krispy Kreme shops. We're in green on March 16 and 17. You can get one free orange and glazed donut.
Man, that makes me really wish we had a Krispy Kreme around here. I could go for one of those right now.
I love them.
I was just saying that.
I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll accept that.
All right, well, I hope the weather stays great for St. Patrick's Day. Christopher, how's it looking?
Yes, by the end of this week, the weather's supposed to be beautiful by the end of this week when we head back to our spring break. We have a chance of showers on Saturday when there's chances when they're going to have the St. Patty's parades and stuff. But then Sunday might have a thunderstorm, the first one of this year and everything as well. But all in all, this whole week, enjoy this sunshine, man. It's nice to see that spring is probably almost around the corner.
I certainly wouldn't mind this nice weather sticking around. I've gotten so used to the cold, I've forgotten what temperature feels like. What about sports? Anything new in sports?
So I want to talk about the women's hockey game. I want to say that it was a great game. They lost, but the crowd was there. We could have bigger crowd as they deserve, but the men's hockey game, it was amazing. They won 5-2. They destroyed the Plattsburgh. As they deserved, they had a big crowd too. So that was pretty much it. Now we have NCAA. The men's hockey go to NCAA, and we see what happened.
Were you guys at any of the games this weekend?
I was at the men's game.
Oh yeah, I was at both. The energy was crazy.
Yes,
in the
it was
house.
amazing. I lost my voice all day Sunday.
Oh yeah.
You know you're gonna need it for things like
I know,
this, right?
I know. I
You gotta be
prepped,
careful.
don't worry,
You gotta get that lemon tea in.
Yes, I drank tea last night and everything to help me have my voice tonight.
Well, guys, that's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for the DK experience.
Thank you for watching.
And have a great night, everyone.
La 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 la. Breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Of course I know, it's just Tuesday.
No, it's Wednesday.
All right, we gotta go.
What's happening, movie fans, and welcome back to Be Kind and Rewind, where we review all of your favorite movie franchises. I'm Owen Miles.
And I'm Blake Blodgett, and we are so glad to be back on WTOP for the first time since November, where we reviewed my favorite franchise, Jurassic Park.
This semester, we're kicking things off with one of the most action-packed franchises of all time, the Die Hard franchise.
Y'all know it, y'all love it, and we all love to dive into the controversy of whether or not it's a Christmas movie. While you are allowed to have your own opinion on that topic, we believe it is, and we have the evidence to prove it.
But we don't have time to present that evidence, so without further ado, let's dive into the OG Die Hard. The original Die Hard was released in 1988 and was directed by John McTiernan.
The film is centered around a New York police officer named John McClane as he tries to stop a group of terrorists infiltrating a Christmas party in Nakatomi Plaza in Los Angeles.
Legendary action star Bruce Willis plays John McClane, and the film also features Alan Rickman as the criminal mastermind Hans Gruber and Bonnie Badilla as John's estranged wife Holly Gennaro McClane. So,
the original Die Hard.
Yeah. Fun fact about this franchise, my grandma was actually the one that suggested it for the show.
Really? I didn't.
So, yeah.
This is news to even me, and
yeah.
I am a producer of this show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, basically, I was just talking to her, and she's like, "You should do Die Hard." So, here we are.
Isn't that how all great ideas start? I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. That's how all great ideas start.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think this is one of those movies where it's just like, what else is there to say?
It's
Die Hard.
It's the OG Die Hard, and
one of the better movies of all time. I'd say definitely one of the better action movies of all time, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like if you think of an action movie, you think of Die Hard.
Yeah, like you think of like Die Hard, Terminator, like it's up in that upper echelon of like ones you think about. And
yeah.
I personally really love it. I mean,
I really love it too. It's amazing. Like I think Bruce Willis really kills it as John McClane.
And a lot of people back in the 80s did not think he was going to kill it. They thought he was going to be an awful casting. He was a sitcom actor, actually. Alan Rickman, rest in peace, plays Hans Gruber, one of the better villains in any action movie.
Yeah.
Everything he says is just so cool, and I love Alan Rickman.
He's a British actor.
Pretending to be a German. Yeah. Who then at one point has to be a German pretending to be an American who's trying to fool John McClane. So it's like
multitasking at its best.
Yeah, that's like the definition of multitasking. I mean, I don't think we can compare. I really don't think we can compare.
I mean, I don't know how to do all those accents. Like,
I mean, I can do a impression of Hans Gruber, but
yeah,
which I'm not going to do on air because I don't want to embarrass myself because it's actually awful.
I'm sure it's not that bad. It's probably fine.
Just not as bad as your taste in sports teams, but that's not something we need to get into right now. What are some other things that we really like about Die Hard?
So, I think that it definitely really. Like you mentioned that Bruce Willis used to be a sitcom star, like more than an action star, and nowadays all you think about with Bruce Willis is action star, like this big tough guy.
Yeah, I mean it really launched his career into the stratosphere. He became one of those like really big name like action movie actors, and I mean he's up there. He's not on the same echelon as like a Stallone or Schwarzenegger, but like he's like probably the tier right below, which is still a very impressive, like, if you really think about it, it's quite impressive.
Right.
And, I mean, there's just so much to love about this movie. All the action is really, really cool.
Absolutely.
I think it's some of the better action that you'll see, in my opinion.
In any movie.
Even still to this day, I mean, so much of the stuff just looks fake, and it's just, I don't know. I really love this movie.
Me too.
It's so good.
All right, let's get a look at our rankings for the first Die Hard.
If you couldn't guess, number one, it's the best movie of the franchise. It can only go down from here, unfortunately, but not too far down.
Yeah. We're starting things off on a good note for the Die Hard franchise.
I agree.
All right, so I think that would be good for that movie. So all right, we're going to head to break real quick, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Be Kind and Rewind.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey.
There's improv.
crowd, so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch. Our embarrassment's free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Lakers Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
All right. Welcome back to Be Kind and Rewind. Let's get right back into the movies with Die Hard 2. Released in 1990, Die Hard 2 again takes place on Christmas Eve. John McClane returns a year later after the events at Nakatomi Plaza and is caught up in another terrorist attack at Washington International Airport.
Yep. McClane now has to stop terrorists led by an ex-colonel turned traitor, William Stewart, and take back air traffic control before a plane carrying his wife, along with several others, crashed directly into the runway.
How will John thwart Stewart's plans? Let's get into it.
All right, so Die Hard 2 is... I've heard mixed reviews on this one.
It is a movie that exists.
It's
the
definitely
best.
something. I would say that if I had to say anything,
It's an action movie that exists.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with this one that they're like constantly making jokes. It's like, oh, I can't believe this is happening again.
It's just like, oh, on Christmas again.
Oh,
just like,
and, it's terrorists again. It's like,
yeah.
It's like that's funny.
Yeah, we
to
know it's a sequel.
It's funny to a certain point, but it's also like, when it's the biggest issue with the movie, it's kind of like, you're just kind of making fun of yourself. Yeah. Which I know a lot about. No comment.
I will say that this isn't really going to be much of a surprise considering the last villain, but this villain's not nearly as interesting.
He's just a guy.
I mean,
he's really just a guy.
At this point, there were a couple villains actually. I know like one of them was like some South American like political leader that was being kept prisoner.
He was kind of interesting. He was like a prisoner, and then he like breaks out, and it's like.
Yeah, and then
so their whole thing is like they're trying to get him because he runs like a smuggling ring.
Yeah.
But like, again, they're just all kind of dudes.
Yeah, he's not Alan Rickman. That's
exactly, and that's the issue. That's what I can say about almost every aspect of the movie. It's like, it's not the first one.
Yeah, and
it's
a lot
not
of the,
nearly as good.
A lot of the characters that survived the first one didn't show up in the second one.
I mean, Officer Powell's there for a little bit.
For like a couple scenes, yeah. Because technically, McClane works for the LAPD now in this movie. He doesn't work for the NYPD.
So,
because
he had and his wife's pretty
moved
much
with his wife.
Is on the plane pretty much the entire time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So basically, McClane's the only returning person that actually gets a good amount of screen time.
Yeah, that pretty much actually gets to do anything. He's a lot of the characters from the last movie are kind of replaced with newer characters, like the one guy who runs all the officers at the airport, and then like the air traffic control guys.
Yeah.
Like,
and then there's that one officer that's like, we don't need your help, John McClane. There's
then,
always one in like every movie.
Yeah, that's kind of a running theme in this franchise, where it's like there's always one detective or one other cop that's like, we don't need McClane, he's reckless. But it's like, it's the same song and dance, which, I mean, to be fair, it's more of an issue when we get later in the franchise.
Right, yeah.
But
so
as of now, I mean, this
one's not really all that interesting, I would have to say. But it's still not terrible, I would say.
I certainly cannot say it's terrible.
The explosions in this one are really good.
They're explosions.
They actually did successfully crash one of the planes.
I mean, stuff goes boom.
Yes, it does.
But
it do go boom.
That is actually another issue I have, though, is it's like, they succeed in taking down the terrorists, but then they just celebrate as if a whole plane wasn't crashed full of just innocent civilians.
It's like,
I mean, it just seems like a bit of a hollow victory. I don't know.
Yeah, not the greatest time to celebrate.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get to the rankings for Die Hard Part 2.
He likes it a little bit more than me. I have it at 4.
It's right in the middle of the pack. Also, how about that tagline?
Die harder.
Yeah, so original, guys.
Making it even more clear, we have no original ideas for this one.
Yep. All right, so
I say we can get to the next one.
Let's wrap it up.
So
All right, next one. Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yes, that's the actual name of this movie. That takes place a couple of years after the second movie in New York City.
The great place in New York City. John McClane is called back into action when a terrorist known as Simon threatens the entire city with bombs planted in different locations.
Joining this franchise, Samuel L. Jackson. He plays Zeus Carter, who's an an electrician from Harlem who joins John in his attempt to stop this cryptic terrorist. So yeah, this one's
it's
pretty,
a Die Hard movie with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I do think that Samuel L. Jackson is one of my favorite parts of this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I
He's
think
one of the best parts of the movie.
He absolutely kills it.
I mean, just kind of in every movie Samuel L. Jackson's ever been in, he just steals like every scene.
Mm-hmm.
He's a scene chewer to the highest degree.
Yeah,
and I love him for it.
I do have to say though, like, I don't know about this villain. I mean, I feel like at this point I'm just kind of talking about the villains, but you know.
I mean, it's part of what makes the first one so good, so you expect the same quality.
It's a very high bar to get ahead of.
I think this villain is better than any of the ones in the second movie, though, personally. This is Hans Gruber's brother.
Yeah.
Who is back and looking for revenge against John McClane. Although not really, because that's a bit of a twist where it's like, oh, actually, they just wanted money.
Yeah. Like, everybody kind of assumed that that was
like,
kind of it. Especially, like, when they were, like, a lot of the time they make sure that McClane does something. And, like McClane and Carver go around the city. I know at one point they're at this, they keep calling payphones.
Yeah, it's like kind of this, like, if you've seen the Saw franchise, almost like a Saw aspect where they're constantly playing games or like constantly like doing things that they're being told to in order to survive and not have bombs explode all around the city.
It's weird to think about Saw in a action movie, but even though this was 9 years before the first Saw movie came out.
Saw with John McClane, though, is kind of a movie it's kind of this movie, but it's actually kind of a movie I want to see now.
Yeah.
Well, not now. We can't get it now.
Well, man, maybe
one
of us will make
it. That just makes me sad because Bruce Willis is not in the best of health anymore.
Yeah, that's one of the things unfortunate about this franchise is we can't really do it without Bruce Willis.
No, I don't think it's one of those roles you can't replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just my opinion on the matter.
I will say about Zeus Carver, I know there's not really a lot of points where they could put him back in the franchise, but I'm a teeny bit disappointed that Samuel L. Jackson isn't in the rest of the franchise other than this movie.
At least like as like a little quick cameo or something.
Yeah, you could do it.
I thought would be
with
cool.
what they did like with Powell in the second movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then also even Powell. I mean, he just disappears from the franchise.
Yeah.
So does John's wife.
Honestly, yeah, because
they're kind of split in this movie, even though they're not divorced.
Yeah.
Because he kind of wanted to stay in he ended up deciding he wanted to stay in New York and blah 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 blah. Like.
All right. So. All right, let's get this one on the board.
More rankings. I like it a lot more than you. I have it at number 2.
I didn't really like it that much, honestly. I didn't think it was super great.
This guy.
Honestly, everything other than Samuel L. Jackson for me, not really the greatest. I know that's my opinion.
I'd like to remind everyone he's a Panthers and Red Sox fan. Panthers and Red Sox fan.
We do not bring that up anymore.
Yes, we do.
Oh, my God. All right, so now let's move on to the fourth movie.
Franchise takes a turn into the digital world with the 2007 film Live Free or Die Hard. Fun fact, it is the only film in the franchise to have a PG-13 rating.
A group of hackers led by a cyber terrorist named Thomas Gabriel attempt to set a fire sale to the government, which is basically a cyber attack that will damage the nation's infrastructure.
Timothy Olyphant and Mary Elizabeth Winstead both joined the franchise as Gabriel and John McClane's daughter, Lucy.
So Lucy appears a little bit in the first movie as a child, obviously.
As a kid, yeah.
So in this movie, she actually goes by, I'm pretty sure she actually does go by Lucy Gennaro McClane.
Yeah, just Gennaro.
Yeah.
She even says, like, when John goes to see her, it's like, it's not McClane, it's Gennaro.
Right.
And it's kind of, you're been there, done that, like, rebellious teen doesn't like their father.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah. But, I mean, they play it well enough, and it's not too much of the movie. Because basically we go right from that to John picking up
the hacker Farrell,
played by Justin Long.
Yeah, another guy that showed up in this movie. I can't believe I didn't put him in the script.
Come on, man.
I mean, I put in Timothy Olyphant because he's in Scream 2.
And we've reviewed that.
Yeah.
Go check that episode out.
So, yeah, I actually didn't know he was in this movie until...
I don't think either of us did, but both of us the whole movie were just like, we know that guy.
It's just like he looks
so
familiar.
familiar.
He looks a bit older and a bit different. So
I would say he aged pretty well. He doesn't look that much older, realistically.
I mean, what was the gap between these? Like 7-8 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
That would make sense. And I honestly don't hate him as a villain.
Yeah,
I think that's a little...
He's not bad. I would put him like he's in the middle of the pack of the villains in this franchise, because for me, he's like kind of a wimp. Like he sets all this stuff in motion where he's like trying to basically take the entire country down because he's upset that they basically ridiculed him and told him his ideas were stupid. And then when he tried to prove himself right by breaking into a government building, he was ostracized.
Pretty much.
So, which like, it's like, good going, idiot.
It's just like, you can't...
Like, I don't feel bad for you, sir.
Yeah, you can't go into a government building no matter whatever.
An issue I do have with this movie as well is that we have fully leapt past, like, John McClane just being a regular cop who can survive fairly regular stuff. He's it gets worse in the next movie too, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The next movie.
He basically is a superhero in this movie. I mean, the stuff he's able to get through. I mean, he's jumping on trucks. He's jumping on planes.
I know. He was like on the wing of a plane at some point.
Of an army fighter jet.
That's crazy that they like. Oh
and then like slides off of it down. It's like, what? Again, we have leapt so far past believability, which it's fun in its own way.
Yeah.
But also like.
It kind of is.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any more thoughts you want to say?
I mean, not really. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and she's not in this movie a whole lot, but you know, she's pretty good in her role as Lucy. And that'll be it. So
that'll do it.
Let's get to the rankings. I have this at my number 2.
This is middle of the pack for me. Still very fun, but I have some issues that just kind of hold it back for me. I have a few more issues than you with it.
Yeah, I think that it's also really, really good. I think that, I don't know, I just really like Timothy Olyphant a lot as this movie. I don't know if I like that villain a lot more than you do, or if I'm just
you do.
If I'm just weird.
I think you like him a lot more than I do. Pause.
All right. Well, okay, so we're gonna take another break real quick, and we'll be right back with the 5th movie on Be Kind and Rewind.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back, movie fans. Let's jump right back into the action with A Good Day to Die Hard.
Is it ever a good day to die hard, though? I mean, let's be
I
honest.
mean, not really. So, the fifth installment in this franchise sees John McClane travel to Russia to pick up his newly introduced son, played by Jai Courtney.
That's one of the worst parts. But in the process, Jack and John become caught up in a plot involving a Russian government whistleblower named Yuri Komarov and a secret file that incriminates a high-ranking government official.
John and Jack McClane both must escape Russia while also trying to stop the Russian government scheme. But a fascinating twist then occurs. So yeah.
Is it fascinating? I don't, you know.
Nothing about this movie is fascinating.
Yeah,
I'm just going to
I
say
can't-
it right now.
Respectfully, I know, like, you can never really make fun of a movie because they made a movie, you know, and that's really difficult as someone who's done a film class.
Yeah.
With zero budget. You know, I can confirm, and you can also confirm, making films is not easy.
I've had
However,
to make several film projects. And
I've been in some of them, in fact.
Exactly.
However, I have an issue with bad movies.
Or maybe movies that clearly have the opportunity to be good, but spend all their time in the wrong places.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, where do we begin?
None of these characters are written too interestingly. I mean,
Jai
Courtney's okay.
He's fine.
And just
he's kind of bad. There's some parts where he's just really wooden. It's like, what are you doing here, John? It's like,
yeah, that's a whole
whole
thing
subplot.
with him. It's just like
he doesn't refer to his dad by dad. He's just like, what are you doing here,
just
John?
another edgy teenager mentality.
Even though he's not a teen, he's an adult who's working for the CIA.
Exactly, and he's
because that's also a twist. Because at first John thinks he got himself arrested.
Yeah, but he's actually undercover for the CIA and this whole scheme that's going on.
Yeah.
Another twist is Yuri actually turns out to be one of the bad guys.
He turns out he was using this whole thing as like leverage to basically make him. I guess to make himself the leader.
It's to make him. It's to make him and his daughter rich.
Because they have the current leader offed.
Yeah, it's just
so
like
it's like I guess maybe the plan. They don't even really say. He just kind of turns.
From what I heard, I was looking around on Wikipedia before.
The most reliable source.
Yeah, I know, but I was looking around on Wikipedia and I saw that it was like he basically got rid of this high-ranking government guy because the government guy believed that he had like a file that contained his some incriminating evidence against him. But then it turns out that he just did that because he wanted to steal a whole bunch of uranium to sell on the black market. So
basically the whole point was tra-la-la-la-la.
Yeah, you know.
Just decided to be a massive troll so that he could eventually sell uranium.
Yeah. And then we'll get into something else in this movie in our train wreck in a few minutes. But
yes, we will.
So, I
think you can guess, but
we
we'll
don't even
put
need
it up.
to show it, but there it
last.
is. Also, another great tagline.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia.
Which for some reason is like see-through. I don't know why. It's
Even
like
the poster's bad, yeah.
Yeah. It's also low
Everything
quality,
is
that's
bad.
my bad.
This is one of the worst movies we've
And it came out
reviewed.
on Valentine's Day, your favorite holiday.
That was cold. That was messed up.
I'm kidding.
You know,
I'm kidding.
let's just get to the train wreck.
Let's just get to the train wreck, yeah. All right, so
we have a little segment on the show that we like to call the train wreck of the week, as you can see the graphic behind us.
And that is the worst thing in the franchise.
The worst?
From our opinion, it could be a scene, it could be a segment, it could be any small detail.
It could be a single frame of the movie even. Just whatever we dislike the most could be an entire storyline, just whatever we dislike the most.
So, all right, so let's take a look at it.
It is the like little title crawls that look like they were made in iMovie. I could make that.
Yeah, like legitimately, this looks like...
You know, in fact,
this looks like a 13-year-old.
I guarantee our graphics guy Andrew, guarantee he could make better. He could make a better title crawl than this.
He probably could. I know.
Yeah, it's
like literally all they did was make part of the actual title red. That's all they did.
And then you got a good movie on your hands apparently. They were wrong.
So yeah, this is not.
It's not it, folks.
Yeah, and what's even worse is like we brought up the budget for this.
This movie clearly
they had.
We should have looked up
all sorts of vehicles for this movie, like
Mercedes, Bentleys.
Yeah,
and this.
There was
is what we got.
Yeah. So, yeah, they basically just did this over a scene for their title card. Like,
yeah,
you'd think.
You think some care. That's all we want, some care.
This is one of the greatest action franchises of all time, and this is how the graphics.
We can see $92 million budget.
I know.
$92
and this is
million.
This is all that they come up with. This is like Fox during the Super Bowl type of awfulness.
Right, I think we need to get past that.
Get this off our screen. Get our
final rankings up here before we.
All right, so there is our final rankings. It's first and last are the same.
Then we have a little bit of disagreement in the middle, as usual.
Yeah. For some reason, we had very differing opinions on Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I'm just better at seeing movie quality, you know, because my opinions are always right.
Is this for saying that thing about February 14th?
Absolutely.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah.
I mean,
so?
Do we have anything else to say?
I mean, I guess the posters are pretty cool.
Most of the posters are good, yeah.
I do
Except
like
this one. You get out of here.
We don't want anything to do with that movie.
Get it out. I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it.
It's pretty much it.
So,
I mean,
yeah. So that was our first episode of Be Kind and Rewind
for the semester.
Yeah, for the semester, and now
we got an announcement.
Yeah.
Next week, not next week.
Next show,
we will be covering the first. Is it 6?
6.
The first 6 movies in the Harry Potter franchise,
and then the episode after that, for the first time ever, we're covering one franchise
over 2
in
shows.
2 episodes, because we're also including Fantastic Beasts in that.
Mind-blowing concept, I know.
Yeah.
But
and yeah.
I think
so. Yeah, that is going to do it for this episode of Be Kind and Rewind. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, remember,
be kind
and rewind.
Hey, Chloe. Do you know what time it is?
I don't know, but it's getting kind of late.
It's the Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Charlie.
Cue the intro. Uncue the intro. Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show, the show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours. First off, I want to thank you all for watching the Kinda Late Show for the past 3 years. It's bittersweet to say that this is the final season of the Kinda Late Show.
Yeah, it is what it is. Although we were not able to do the show last semester, this semester we intend to finish out the show with a bang!
As much as we wanted to do the show last semester, we were all just swamped with everything going on during school. But this semester, we will persevere. Now, to get into what happened last semester, I took my first studio art class. That was 3 hours long, which now led me to all of my classes being 3 hours long.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Right? So while I was away, that's what I was doing. We adopted a kitten. His name is Moose. He's really cute. Moose.
I had a dog named Moose.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a kitten. My housemate adopted him. He's adorable. He's a menace, though. I can't cook otherwise he's gonna touch the stove. My car broke right before the semester started. I had to get a new car. Worst experience of my life.
Man,
Missed
what
my
kind
girl
of car?
Danny. Nissan Versa Note. It's a little hatchback, and it gets stuck in the snow every single time it snows. Like every time there's ice, anytime there's snow, I'm not getting out of any parking spot ever. I was stuck for a week and a half.
Man.
It was bad. And then to sum it all up, you know I love to talk about my job at home, BJ's Wholesale Club. I didn't get it back over winter break. R.I.P. I'm still coming back though. I just got a phone call that I can come back. So.
Well, what happened over the break?
I don't know.
They just
They
don't
started
like you
hiring
anymore.
all of the college students back, and they did not hire me. And I was like texting the HR person all of the time. I was like, hey, like I'm coming back. I wanted to come back for Thanksgiving, for winter.
Yeah.
Nothing. Radio silence. They ghosted me like 3 times. But now the guy that runs it, the GM, is out of there. And they were like, Chloe, come back. And I was like, so I will. So, Charlie, you were abroad.
Last semester, yeah. I was out in the outback, Australia. Yeah, it was so much fun. It was really hot out there. I don't really like the heat.
Any fun stories while you were away?
I got a really bad sunburn. I got a real bad
Where were you when you got that sunburn?
I was in the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. You know what? If you're going to get a sunburn anywhere, then you can just...
Yeah, I mean, but I also had a little trip that I took by myself to the outback, the middle of Australia. So this is, pretend my hand is Australia, and this is Sydney. And then I went here, and then I went all the way over here, all by myself.
Wow, look at you, a big boy.
Big boy.
All on his own. I can't even make it around Oswego sometimes.
Yeah.
I wish I was in Australia right now because it's summer there.
Yeah, it is.
And there's so much snow here. Yeah. And I was talking about before how my car got stuck and I couldn't get it out for like a week and a half. I had to miss my classes. I had my friend dig it out and push it out 3 different times.
Wow.
Do you have any fun? What did you do during, we were stuck for like 4 days, unable to move from our houses. What did you do in that like 4 days, that week we had no classes?
So they were online classes, and the first, it was the Friday before the weekend, and I went to those classes, of course, because it's the first, virtual classes. Yeah, I'm studious. And then on Monday, it's like, okay, I'll go. Tuesday, all right, I'll go. And then Wednesday, I just didn't go at all.
Yeah.
Man, can't we just have a snow day, please?
And then we got 4 of them in a row.
Yeah.
I emailed my professor and I was like,
weren't really
I have
snow days.
all intentions of coming to class, but my car is stuck and I don't know if I can get it out. I didn't get it out, so I didn't go to class. Sorry. But before we bore everyone to death with the weather talk, we're gonna have a short break. But don't worry, we have more to say when we get back, so stay tuned.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew, broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Only being 2 months into the new year, we thought we had to tell everyone what are the ins and outs of this year. Man, I can't speak. Actually, we're 3 months now.
I know, that was even more. Charlie and I need to set the record straight of how you should be living your 2025 year, which is so gross to say. But for starters, my first in is a fajita grilled burrito and a Diet Coke, specifically the McDonald's pear.
Fajita grill diet. Okay. I'm not a big fajita grill guy.
This is how you have to do it, though. You have to load up the burrito. You can't, if you're just doing the minimal amount, it's not as good.
No,
load it up. You get the queso, you get the cheese, you get the lettuce, mushrooms, onions.
You get mushrooms
and a Diet
yours?
Coke. Yes, I love mushrooms.
Wow.
I love mushrooms on anything. I put it in my taco bowl yesterday.
Really? Mushrooms?
I can eat them raw. I can saute them. I love mushrooms in any aspect.
Are mushrooms like a thing that people eat with like Mexican food? No?
I mean, in my burrito, I had it once, so I added it.
We're getting those here. So, I mean, you can have mushrooms with whatever you want. I'm not going to yuck your yum. It's just a thing that I've never heard. Yeah, we're getting a no.
You don't like it, but okay, it's because I put it in my fajita grill burrito, and I was like, okay, well, I might as well keep. If you get like a veggie burrito from Fajita Grill, you can add mushrooms, peppers, and onions. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't really like peppers, so I'll do mushrooms and onions.
Okay.
You know what? Also mushrooms. I was eating them. I ate them yesterday, and I'll just like pick out of the container. Like I'll eat it like a little snack raw. It's so good.
What?
I love the texture of mushrooms.
Straight up mushrooms?
Yeah, I love the texture of mushrooms. I love everything about them. I used to hate them as a kid, and then for some reason I just started to like. Stuffed mushrooms. My friend liked it, so then I forced myself to like it, and now I'm obsessed.
Those are like the big mushrooms, right?
Stuffed mushrooms? Yeah, like the head of the mushroom, and then you stuff it with things. But I always get it sliced. I don't like.
I'm not a mushroom guy.
I mean, the dirt kind of scares me, but then I just wash them, and I'm fine. Okay. What's your in, Charlie?
So my in is canned corn.
I mean, I like corn. I don't like canned corn though. I don't like the juices.
Why not?
It tastes different.
What do you mean?
It's almost like if you had mashed potatoes and then pre-made, like mashed potatoes, like homemade versus pre-made. It's like, okay, corn on the cob, delicious. Corn from a can,
delicious.
Liquid.
Yeah, and
soggy,
that's good.
Actually.
Soggy corn? It's gonna be soggy because it has liquid inside of it already.
Why is it an in for you? What makes it an in?
Because it's awesome. You know, you go to the store, boop, pick up canned corn. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Y'all never, as a kid, like unstocked your corn from like the farmer's market?
Oh yeah.
That was a good thing.
All the time.
But
for
then,
like Thanksgiving and everything?
Yeah, and it's so much better. It's just better. You're paying for convenience, but not for quality.
Whatever.
Okay, whatever. Canned corn out? My first out, though.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think you'll agree. I think everybody should agree. Is a horrendous foot cramp.
Sure.
And like, the reason why I say this is, any other cramp, like sometimes my hand gets cramped, I'm like, oh, awkward. Charlie horse is the worst experience of my life.
Hey.
But a foot cramp specifically, or a foot cramp Charlie horse combo.
Hey.
When you have to stand up and start like walking around, and then you have to like tell everybody, sorry guys, I have a foot cramp. And now everybody knows. Now everybody knows that I have a foot cramp because I'm waddling around the room that I'm in because my foot is twitching and the toe is like stuck. And I'm like, oh please. So my out is a horrendous foot cramp, and because I have to make a scene, and I don't want to make a scene when I have a foot cramp.
Making scenes is the best thing that you can do.
Yeah, you have to tell everybody you have a foot cramp.
It's so much fun.
Otherwise, they're just going to think you're tweaking out in the middle of the floor.
Yeah,
no,
that'd be
I have a
awesome.
foot cramp.
Either way, it's awesome.
Either way, someone's having fun.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on to mine. My first out, hate.
Aw, how wholesome of you.
Yeah, hate.
Why
Who
is it
likes
hate?
hate? Come on.
I like hate.
Show me three reasons why hate's good.
Hate's free, hate's fun. Hate can better yourself sometimes.
That's a horrible thing
You ever
to
been
say.
hated on so hard you need to change yourself?
No, because I'm a perfect man.
Oh, hot topic, hot topic.
That's my in. I'm an awesome man.
I mean, sometimes it's fun, not to hate on people, but sometimes it's fun to hate in general.
Hate on what?
Foot cramps.
You got a good point.
Foot cramps. Yeah, but yeah. So I like to. You're hating on hate right now. You're not looking at the good aspects of hate. It's then out. You're hating on hate.
Hating on hate that's a double negative. You can't hate on hate. That's just flat nothing. That's out. That's
all hate is out. Cancel hate. Period.
Yeah.
Here at the Kinda Late Show,
please.
we only love.
We hate hate.
Well, good thing I love, and my next is
What a transition.
It's hot chocolate. Now, going back to how it's
Hot
been a
chocolate.
cold couple of days, hot chocolate isn't in. And the place that I work at, they just introduced a protein hot chocolate. My two favorite things, protein, hot chocolate. And so I get 36 grams of protein with the most, I wish my manager found this sooner. Like, why did she just come up with this combo? Because it's the best thing I've ever had. It's cozy. I also like when Dunkin' had the lava cake flavors because that was just hot chocolate. So good. It was, like, it's just this little sweet treat, and if you don't like coffee, like, it keeps you warm. It's so good.
Yeah.
So my in is hot chocolate.
I agree
Bring
with
back
you.
hot chocolate.
I agree with you. Okay, I know I said that I don't like hate, but I'm hating on something right now. The McDonald's hot chocolate sucks. Dunkin' Donuts does the best hot chocolate. McDonald's hot chocolate, that's just like somebody had chocolate powder and put it in water and be like, here you go, yeah, have some, that's our hot chocolate. No. But Dunkin' Donuts, when you go to
Dunkin' has the bag of Joe or whatever, the box of Joe. Isn't that what they call it?
I have no idea. But that's coffee.
I know, but it's some weird name. I swear. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's called hot chocolate. What?
He's a hater, guys.
I'm
You heard
hating
it
on
here.
her.
He's hating. He likes it.
My next in are green beans.
Okay. I like green beans. Canned green beans or regular ones?
Just green beans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Green beans, I feel like, should be also an in. Vegetables just should be an in, period. Because why are we hating on veggies? But green beans specifically.
Exactly.
Do you like
why are
them?
we hating in general?
Do you like? Why are we hating? Period.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we take out the outs? No. Green beans, I definitely don't love when it's the canned ones again. But if you cook a green bean right, and they're like when they're soft and they're salty, or what are they called in the bag? The harvest ones where they're like the snacking kind. The snacking green bean, like maybe it's not a green bean.
Like the puffy ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
know
it like
what
a
you're
snap
talking
pea maybe?
Wait. Is it like the airy, like
Yes.
crunchy?
The lightly salted, yeah.
I
The
don't like
Harvest
those.
Land or
I don't
something.
like those. I'm
What?
not a fan of those. I'm not a fan. Sorry. I'm talking about regular green beans. I'm gonna burp and it's gonna be loud. That wasn't loud. I lied to you.
Fake news. Okay, well, my next out is my laptop being dead, or just laptops in general. Because why is my laptop always, it dies in the middle of class, or I show up to class and for some reason it didn't charge. Why is it dead? And
How old's your laptop?
I got it like 3 years ago. I got it here. It's breaking on me slowly though.
Oh yeah, from
The
the
Oswego
school?
laptop?
Yeah.
It's out of here.
I got the other one. I got the HP or whatever.
Oh, see, gross. You can't send yourself text messages. Where's the
Why
airdrop?
would I send myself text? I could do that on my
Well,
watch.
your friends can send you messages.
Yeah, I do that on my. I just take my phone out.
In class, you're a bad student.
Yeah, I take my.
Charlie's a
Nobody
bad
cares if you
student.
take your phone out in class. Nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, put that phone away."
Really?
If it's during a test or something, I understand. But like during class, they're not gonna be like.
Yeah, but then like,
No phones
you're
in
like
my
actively
class.
not paying. Like imagine you're sitting in class and you're just like that, and then your professor is just like looking at you as you're on
I
your phone.
am a studious student. I do all the work. So I allow myself
some
phone
free time during class.
Yeah.
I see. I allow that on my laptop.
I'm in and out with my class. I don't listen for the hour and 20 minutes every single day. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna go on my phone. I'm gonna text my friends. I'm gonna, I don't know, look at Instagram.
I bet your teachers just love you.
Yeah, my teachers do love me. So,
But what's your next out then?
my next out is lima beans.
Why don't you like lima bean? I feel like I haven't had a lima bean in a while.
They're thick. There's a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't had one, so I can't really discuss my feelings on that.
Okay.
But do you know what I do love and I do a lot?
Let's hear it.
The Sunday rot.
Sure.
Okay, you have a long weekend, you have a long week.
Yeah.
You get your break on a Sunday, you just sit in your bed, you watch your show, you indulge in some yummy snacks.
Sure.
You love a Sunday rot. I recommend a Sunday rot to everyone.
Is that
Sunday
even
should be a
hard?
day of the week nothing happens. Other than maybe a casual chilling with your friends in
Sure.
a household with good bevs. So
All right, quickly. My next in are pogo sticks.
my next out is cottage cheese.
My next out are dining hall burgers.
Fantastic. Now you know what is in and out for 2025. So now that we've set the record straight, it's time to take a quick break, but don't worry, because we'll be back with even more to say.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Right now, we're gonna be doing a game that we haven't done before, I think. So this game, I'm gonna call it, What Would You Do? So I asked my favorite thing in the entire world, ChatGPT, for some weird what-if prompts, and Charlie and I are gonna figure out what we'd be doing if such were to be true.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. For the first one, what would you do if your furniture started rearranging itself when you weren't looking, but it always looked way cooler than your original setup?
I take these very seriously.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be happy, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. If somebody can do a better job, or if my furniture can do a better job at putting themselves around, I would love that. And it's like, it's perfect.
It wouldn't hurt you. I feel like it would hurt my ego.
It would not
Like
hurt
I would be
my
like,
ego.
like I just got one-upped by a chair.
I'd be like, wow, this is amazing. So I don't have to like deal with people being like, oh man, you got to rearrange this furniture.
I would
I'm
just-
like, yeah, I'll get to it.
I would have mad self-doubt. I'd be like I just got one-upped by like.
I wish everything could do that.
Yeah, but then that takes away the fun of like figuring out where things go. I'd be like, oh, I liked this
Well,
over my bed, and
you
now
know,
it's like denying me and going somewhere else. Like, okay, don't listen.
But that's the perfect spot.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'll just be butthurt on the side anyway. My ego would just be bruised. I'd be like, dang it.
I'll be happy with it. I mean, I don't care.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. If my chair could be in a different part of the room and it's perfect, I'd be like, hey, why didn't I think of this?
You know what? New ideas. A bright future.
Exactly.
All right, what's the next one? We figured out what we were going to do if the furniture were to move.
What would you do if your reflection was plotting to take over your life?
Break every mirror and have 7 years of bad luck.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Would
but
that
what happens?
stack though?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
What happens like if you see your reflection in like a window though?
Oh, then yeah.
Or like in a water? Like, is it gonna try to kill me? Like, would it drown me? Would it drown me?
How much can a reflection do?
I don't know. Because here's the thing, especially with water, you're technically like.
That was a loud one. Thank you.
Wow. hater. I feel like, but like if you're going in water and there's a reflection on the water,
Yeah.
I feel like would it be able to drown me? I'm entering its territory.
Would it come out?
No, but if I'm going in.
Then there is no reflection then.
Well, what if I'm
in,
half in the water and looking down at the water? Then isn't there like the reflection?
Well, then it only has half as well.
Then
how can it like plot again? I don't understand this one.
What can I hate when
What can a reflection do? What is it gonna do?
I don't know. Call you ugly to your face.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be like,
Really?
whoa, that's awesome. If I could get that on film and people would believe me, not being like, oh, this is fake.
Edited.
Yeah, this is edited.
Guys, my reflection just called me ugly.
Millions. Your professor?
Your reflection.
Oh. I thought this was going to be a story.
My professor called me
ugly.
Oh my god, I think I would cry if my professor ever called me ugly.
I would laugh hysterically. I've had professors throw things at me before.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember freshman year, Maggie Simone threw a water bottle cap at me?
Really?
Because I was doing her work in class, and she didn't realize, so she just threw a cap at me, and I'm like, oh, what are we doing?
I respect anything that woman does.
Oh, yeah,
so
she's
you know
the best.
what?
I'm TAing for her right now.
She should have thrown that water bottle cap at you.
You know, I wish she would do it again.
I respect, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe to like wrap it all together. Final semester, she throws another water bottle cap at you. All right, what would you do if your eyebrows started growing at an accelerated rate and developed their own social media accounts? I would profit off of that.
What?
Profit. If my eyebrows started, I don't know. I guess if you had really long eyebrows and they
had their own social media
account.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, profit.
Sure, yeah.
I would be like, those are my brows, bro. Look how cool they are, and they're growing. I'd be day one of my eyebrows growing, and then create an entire TikTok page about it. And then I would just be famous for my eyebrows, and I would have to accept. And then one day I would chop them off, and I would shave them, and have everybody cry because my TikTok would obviously be famous because of my eyebrows.
Of course. Yeah, I would also be famous. I'd get tons of money. Chuck's Brows.
Oh, you'd start your own brand?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, your own eyebrow dye.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, profit. Get everything to go. Yes.
Yeah,
That's what we would do. Profit off of our eyebrows.
What else would I do?
Hey, people do that now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we gotta be better than them.
What's the next one? What would you do if every time you blinked, the world paused for 10 seconds and you can do anything in that time? So you can move while everything else is paused?
Does your eyebrows have to be, does your eyes have to be closed?
I don't think so, because it's just a blink.
Yeah, but so you blink and then it's 10 seconds from when you open your eyes or 10 seconds from the blink? What if I'm closing my eyes? What if I'm rubbing my eyes?
I would think it would be from the first time it closes. So you have like, when your eyes open, you have
10 seconds.
9 point blah, 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 blah.
I would probably commit,
hold on.
hang on. I would probably commit like crimes.
What?
Because if nobody knows what I'm doing in those 10 seconds, you know how easy it would be to low-key steal?
But okay, would they stack if you like keep blinking?
Keep blinking, you're like, that's what I'm thinking. Do my eyes have to be closed? While my eyes are closed, I can do anything I want.
So when you're going to sleep?
Then because if it was 10 seconds after the blink, then wouldn't you have to keep your eyes open forever, low-key, to be like, for everything to keep going?
To pass.
Like, what about when you're sleeping?
That's what I was just about to bring up. Oh. If you're sleeping, does time just pause?
Yeah, but that's not a blink. That's shut.
But it's
what would be considered a blink?
Yeah, really. What's a blink?
ChatGPT, what are you doing? There's flaws in your analyses.
It's like they're not human or something.
Oh, all right. Well, what would you do if your pet hamster suddenly developed the ability to read your thoughts and started giving you life advice?
I would go to my pet hamster every week and figure things out.
You know, like a little, I would have to befriend, but I feel like I wouldn't want it to know everything going on in my brain. I would have to kill it.
What is it going to do?
It would know too much.
Whoa. What would it do? Like,
yeah, but okay, if it's giving me life advice, would it be able to speak then?
I would assume so.
So who else is it telling?
Let's say it can only speak to you.
Okay, then it could be alive.
But then if it can speak to everyone.
Kill it.
Wow.
No, I would have to keep it around for like a while, and then I don't know. I don't know where my thoughts will be in 20 years.
I'd keep it around all the time. I'd be like, hey, check this out. It can say what I'm thinking right now.
What if it runs away and then betrays you, and then suddenly now you're an evil villain because of your thoughts? And also that means your freedom to think about whatever you want in privacy is gone. You can't think of like if you're like analyzing maybe like a show or something, like every little thing that you think about is now noticed by a hamster.
That is true, but yeah, it's just a hamster.
But you know what? Life advice, it's like a personalized therapist. But where is this hamster getting its advice from?
The universe.
What is giving this hamster advice?
Yeah, I mean,
where did they?
They went to school. Yeah, they went to hamster school, hamster therapy school.
What kind of psychology are they learning? And is your advice gonna work? Like, what's gonna?
I would assume so, because it knows all your thoughts.
They just give you a very bad advice.
Yeah. What if it's just like, I don't know, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Don't study for your test. Fail. Go ahead, do something else. Maybe it's like a bad advice. It's just your what's it called? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Bad advice. They're just working to plot against you.
Is G-Force guinea pigs or hamsters? That's guinea pigs.
G-Force? What's G-Force?
What?
Ooh.
You know G-Force?
Oh, God, I'm getting stares.
Do you know G-Force? Yeah, we know G-Force out here.
What's G-Force?
G-Force, yeah. What?
What? I don't know what that is.
The movie?
No.
Like the guinea pigs and they're like spies and they're awesome.
The show?
No, it's a movie.
What's the spy show with the hamster that was like the kids show with the duck too?
The Wonder Pets. Wonder Pets. Yeah.
I love the Wonder Pets.
Was that a guinea? That was a hamster. That was a hamster. Is there a hamster in there? There's a turtle.
There is a
duck,
turtle.
And I think a hamster.
I love the duck.
G-Force?
Not a clue. All right, what would you do if your phone started texting you advice from an alternate universe where you were a superhero?
A lot of advice in this
I'd become a superhero. I know, I guess ChatGPT just loves advice. They want me to live my best life.
How would you become a superhero?
I don't know. It's telling me things that I'm doing in a parallel universe. Like, if it lines up at all.
Float the break. We're not gonna end it on a break.
We're talking. We're
talking.
Superhero. I would become one because.
How would you become a superhero? Like, let's say this superhero knows how to fly and stuff.
I would figure it out. If I'm in one, how did I become a superhero in an alternate universe? If it's still me, then I gotta have some powers with me now. I gotta just I don't know. I'd probably take it to my ego and find a way. I mean, I would love it if I could fly, but if not, I'd have to save the world in my own way, and I'd be really jealous of my superhero self because I would be envious.
I'd be super jealous of my superhero self.
Why didn't I get it?
Exactly.
Why wasn't I a superhero in this life? Now I'm just a broadcaster.
And it's just texting me like I can't FaceTime.
Yeah, it's updating me, telling me about how well I'm doing in another alternate universe.
I just saved like 10 billion people. No worries.
Hey, next time you save that kitten from a tree, do something else. I don't know.
You're gonna be a superhero too?
I would love to be a superhero.
I would. That's too much pressure. I wouldn't want to be a superhero.
I would love. You know what? I would love to be a superhero.
I would live in rural Wyoming, so I don't have to deal with all the superheroes, supervillains stuff.
I would literally pick a crime-populated city and devote my life to being a superhero. I would love to be a superhero. I would do anything. If I had a power, if I had magical powers or a superpower.
What power would you have?
I don't know. I would want to be able to do something with my hands, some sort of
telekinesis or something.
Some sort of controlling thing. If I could move. Yeah, telekinesis. If I could move or throw energy at somebody and it caused pain, I guess. I would choose that one. I think because I'd want to be strong.
Yeah.
Or flight.
I think I would choose super strength.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty
I would
easy.
love to be a witch, a little If I'm binge watching Harry Potter. I'm in the mindset of Harry Potter right now. I'm Avada Kedavra.
What's this one? What would you do if your socks started organizing themselves into a secret sock society and held meetings without you?
Be so angry, bro.
I wouldn't care.
Why would you not?
I wouldn't care, man.
I'd tell them to fold themselves then if they're gonna leave me out.
What? I'm not part of the sock. I'm not a sock.
Okay, but
I'm not part of the sock society.
Was this cool? If I found out my socks could just suddenly have this society and have their own little meetings, I'd want to be involved in my socks. They're on my toes. I want to know what's going on, and I want them to pair themselves.
I wouldn't care. Well, I'd love my socks to pair themselves, but I wouldn't care what they do. They're socks. They're not. It's not me.
All right. Well, now that you know our ins and outs, I want to thank you guys for watching for the past 3 years. It's been one of the highlights of my college career. Remember to follow us and stay tuned at
Now introducing, out of Alden, New York, number 2, Dylan the Chinstrap Zielinski. Introducing next, out of Schenectady, New York, wearing number 69, Kenny the GM Gerard.
Both being lazy.
Both feeling lazy, feeling like it's almost time for vacation. Welcome back into Season 3, Episode number 1 of the DK Experience. I'm Kay Gerard, coincided by Dylan Zielinski. And Dylan, before we get things going here tonight, I know we are in the vacation mood, spring break. 1 week from now, we'll be in the Outer Banks, but how are you feeling right now?
Ready for the Outer Banks. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of Oswego. That dead winter of just all that snow killed me. Doing those last few hockey games killed me. Working at Kinney and the Raven has killed me. I'm ready for the beach.
So are the rest of us, Dylan, and it's time for one of our very well-known segments here in our A block. It is time for the Gridiron Recap.
Boy.
For the Gridiron Recap, for those who don't know, it's just our football recap about our personal favorite teams. I'm a Giants fan. He's a Bills fan. The seasons are over and have been over for quite a while now. Very, very sad. But we will still talk about how each team did on the year, and we're going to start off with the person who's a little bit happier about the results. It's going to be Dylan. Take me away about the Buffalo Bills.
No, I mean, happy kind of now, you know, we're in the off season, stuff like that. Things are looking good. I like that we're re-signing a lot of our guys right now, but towards the end of the season, the way we lost, I was heartbroken. There's pictures of me just crushed in front of a TV. I'm happy we beat those Ravens because Lamar chokes in the playoffs anyway, so that was pretty cool. Josh ended up getting the MVP, which was awesome. The refs beat us. The Chiefs did not. Josh Allen had that first down. I'll die on that hill. And, yeah, man, I mean, it's looking good for them Bills. I like this team.
I think the Bills have a good future ahead of them. I mean, the only thing that was a big difference was them. I mean, the Jets added Fields. I like that move. We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. But let's talk about the team.
I was talking about Josh. And
let's talk about the team that's not
the
MVP. Speaking of teams that are not MVPs, look at that record, 3-14. Let's talk about the New York Giants. What a catastrophe of a season the Giants had this year.
It was bad.
Went in with pretty low expectations as it is, but when you got Danny Derps as your quarterback, what do you expect? You expect nothing good. And we got nothing good. So, am I surprised about the result of the season? No, not at all. They lose Daniel Jones. They pay him a crap load of money. Saquon goes on and wins the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles of all teams. The Schmeagles, are you kidding me? It breaks my heart to be a Giants fan right now.
I was pretty happy to watch the Chiefs lose, though.
It's like the second worst Super Bowl I ever watched since Eagles Patriots in terms of like wanting to enjoy the game.
That's like my favorite.
I hate both those teams. I hate those teams too. I'm just a spiteful man, and we're not even going to get Aaron Rodgers. He's a Steeler now. I don't know what the Giants are going to do, but dear Lord, if it's Russell Wilson, I may never show my face on this campus ever again or in any public setting because I cannot deal with washed-up Russell Wilson.
We'll get into
if
that.
I
I'm
have
gonna
to
talk
hear,
about what I'm
if
thinking with the
I have to
Giants.
hear Giants country, let's ride, I swear to God I will switch teams.
I got some ideas what's going to happen with them. I've been thinking about it. I was thinking about it all day today about what was going to happen with those Giants. I got an idea. I'll pitch it to you when we get to that point.
Well, we'll get there, Dylan. But, hey, let's head to a quick break. And we come back, it'll be time for the fun part. We're going to talk about the NFL offseason and the free agency that's open today. So we'll see you in 2 minutes right here on WTOP-10.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping.
think if I like straighten my arm, I'll finally get it out of the water? We got to get ready for the Outer Banks. Welcome back to the DK Experience right here on WTOP-10. I am Kenny Gerard with the delightful Dylan Zielinski. That is the word of choice today, Dylan. And Dylan, we mentioned it a little bit earlier during our Gridiron recap that, well, free agency has started today in the NFL. There's been plenty of moves, a couple of shakeups. Dylan, I'm going to give it up to you to intro day one of signing and give me some players, and I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah, so the NFL kind of went crazy. It's been going crazy over the weekend. I just have a top. So over the weekend, we had Devontae Adams. He signed with the Rams. 2 years, $46 million. That was just kind of a big one over the weekend. But with it starting today, the biggest one that everyone's talking about is Sam Darnold is leaving the Minnesota Vikings to go to the Seattle Seahawks after they have completely turned over their team.
Shout out Paul Beatty.
Shout out Paulie. He signed a deal, 3 years, $100.5 million guaranteed. T. Higgins is also on this list, but he got franchise tagged again. Josh Sweat, an edge rusher for the Eagles, signed with the Cardinals today, 4 years, $76.4 million. What else we got? What are some of our big names here?
Rodgers and the Steelers might get together. Well, they said apparently the rumor is by Tuesday they're supposed to have some sort of deal, and he can't sign until Wednesday. Though.
I thought he was going to go to the Giants, but once I saw Devontae to the Rams, I was like, that's a done deal, because I think he wanted to play with Devontae, but now it's just like, okay, who gives me the best chance to win? Chris Godwin, though, going back to the Buccaneers. 3 years, $66 million contract. Probably could have got way more money elsewhere. Chris Godwin's good. I'm fired up. He's going back to the Bucs. Patriots have been spending some money.
49ers had 7 free agents
that
leave
was
the team,
nuts.
including
That was nuts.
Josh Dobbs.
Yes, Josh Dobbs went to the Patriots.
Good transition there, Dylan.
Davis, yeah, Carlton.
Too lounging.
Yeah. Carlton Davis, he cornerback. He was with the Lions.
Yeah.
He's best known for his work with the Bucs. He just went to the Patriots. So as a Bills fan, I'm watching them spend a lot of money. They signed Mac Hollins. I was so heartbroken. Mac Hollins. He was a Buffalo Bill. He was a dog. The Bills signed Joshua Palmer. I don't know if you know who that is. He's wide receiver for the Chargers. Me and Shet were talking about it. Once I saw Joshua Palmer sign with the Bills, I was like, I don't know what it's going to mean for Mac Hollins. And probably 5 minutes later, Mac Hollins signed it with the Patriots. I don't know what he's doing. He's going to go from AFC Championship to maybe this year 7 wins. But I don't know. You can ramble off of what you think of some of these signings. I'm going to look for some of the bigger names and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, my big takeaway is, and in particular as a Giants fan, would say the Seahawks with Darnold. Interesting choice, because now I feel like I've seen this movie somewhere before where a quarterback gets a team into the first round and they go sign a big deal afterwards. Sound like Daniel Jones to you a little bit? I said this in shout out Professor Lurch.
I do think Sammy's better than Daniel, though.
I did say this in Professor Lurch's class during our project, and I was with Brian DeMiro on our fake show. But what I said was, Sam Darnold is not as good as he is. The Vikings had a cakewalk schedule, and they also had great receivers. Sam Darnold looked scared a lot of the time when they went against good opponents. They lost, and we saw it happen in the Week 18 game, and we saw it happen in the first round of the playoffs. I will stand on this, and you can clip this if you think I'm wrong, but
no,
Sam Darnold sucks. He is not good. He is a ghost in the headlights. He is not a good quarterback. He's like Daniel Jones. He gets a cakewalk schedule. He has one good fluke season, and I think he's not as good as he is. Has he gotten better? Yes. Is it a good story? Yes. Is that story going to end right on the shores of the Pacific Ocean in Seattle? Absolutely.
I think Sammy's better than you give him credit for. That offensive line in Minnesota was bad towards the end of the season. They were banged up.
Yeah, but how good is Seattle's O-line? They're horrible.
Were they?
Horrible. One of the worst. They are not good.
I can't believe I'm skipping over this. Justin Fields.
Oh, wow. How do we forget that?
Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to the New York Giants.
I like
for
that.
Jets, not Giants. Sorry.
Got me excited,
get you excited. 2 years, $40 million. Pretty cheap deal, all things considering, for quarterbacks. Dude, and I'm a Bills fan. I want to see that work out. Him and Garrett Wilson playing together again, that's cool. Him versus Josh Allen 2 times a year, that's cool. Him versus Drake May 2 times a year, that's cool. Him beating up on the Dolphins 2 times a year, no one really gives it. No one cares. No one cares. It's the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see that work out. I still like Fields. I think he didn't pan out as the quarterback he was supposed to be in Chicago, and I don't think he got enough of a chance.
Chicago's
and I
fault.
think I was about to say, God, this guy never lets me talk, does he? I was going to say, I think that it didn't work out in Chicago because of Chicago's system. I also think that in Pittsburgh, he just didn't get enough time in the limelight. I think that overall, I think he's going to be an excellent quarterback. I think he'll do very good in New York. But Dylan, we have yapped long and hard about free agency, and there's plenty more to go, and I'm sure we will talk. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it more in 3 weeks when we come back, when there's more definitive signings and some of the names, but most, if not all, the big names will have landed at that point. So we'll talk more about that in the future. But let's talk about what the other option is, and that's some trades. Now, there has not been as many trades in this offseason, but there has been a few, some of the notable ones, such as DK Metcalf. Dylan, take me away with some of the trades.
Yeah, I guess I'll specifically talk about DK first. I, as a Bills fan, Bills fans were calling for him. I'm not a big DK guy. I think he's really streaky and inconsistent. Dude, him and George Pickens, someone's going to get upset, and they're going to throw hands. What?
Who's wearing 14?
Probably George Pickens.
I think so, too.
I don't think
to what number does DK wear?
Probably like 0.
Yeah.
He's probably going to do something like that. But I think, dude, the crash outs we're going to see from the two of them are going to be hilarious.
Seth has told me Tunsil to the Commanders.
That's a good trade. Commanders, so Tunsil and Debo.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot all about Debo.
Commanders are gearing up for a Super Bowl run. They know how close they were last year. They knew. Dude, Jaden Daniels, you don't even need to give him the best protection in the world, but you just got him a top 10 left tackle in the game.
Jaden Daniels should have been a Giant.
Debo, I liked Debo. Liked is the key word. Kind of sad he's a little past his prime, but I do think he's still going to give him, I think he's going to be a third down guy. You need consistent hands. You just find
That's
Debo.
A good take.
I don't think he's going to, because they still have Scary Terry, too. Commanders are going to be dangerous.
I think the Commanders are going to be good. I mean, in some of these trades, like I said, with DK, I can see the streaky conversation. I think he's all right, but I see Seattle at this point kind of hitting a hard reset. I mean, they're going to take a chance on Darnold and maybe get somebody in the draft, but and losing
JSN.
Lockett, by the way, Lockett was another one.
They still have JSN. JSN's
they do have
really
JSN.
Good. I think they'll probably draft somebody.
I think so too, but they got to work on that line, and that line is horrible. So I mean, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season. There's
a lot. Any more trades?
What's up?
What did they get DK for? Like a second
rounder, I think it was.
They wanted a first. I thought that was crazy.
That's crazy for DK. Second round is fair.
He's 28.
Yeah.
He's still kind of young, but he's
second round pick and streaky player. I wouldn't say
that
I expect much more than that. But Dylan, I think we have yapped about the NFL long enough for all people at home with their ears bleeding. Yeah, he loves talking about football. So, with that being said, when we come back in 3 weeks, we will pick back up on the trades and the free agency. But we're going to send you guys to another quick 2-minute break. When we come back, Dylan will learn yet another sport. Bring it back, Dylan Learns Sports. You're watching the DK Experience right here on WTOP-10.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
So I also heard that if you have like chunks of grass in here, it kind of messes up the rotation of the ball.
That makes sense.
So I think that I got to clean this out before we head down to OBX. But for now, welcome back to the DK Experience right here in WTOP-10. I'm Kenny Gerard with Dylan Zielinski. And Dylan, it is just about that time of the show where the people at home maybe don't watch sports as much, get to enjoy the show a little bit more. We're going to talk about the Kardashians. I'm just kidding. My girlfriend requested we talk about that. We're not talking about that tonight. We're going to talk about a sport that Dylan does not know because Dylan only knows football. And Dylan, we're kind of talking about football today, but not if you live in the United States. In the United States, the US of A, it's called soccer. Not going to get into that argument right now. But today's sport will be soccer. So Dylan, I'm going to take you down a path of learning about soccer. We're going to start off with some of the positions on the field. Dylan, use your best judgment as to what you think each position up here is.
Goalie. By the way, Paulie said hi. He said, keep talking about those Seattle Seahawks.
Hi, Paulie.
Goalie. Midfielder. Center field? I don't know. I don't know.
Keep going.
I know there's sweepers, but I don't know if they're the top guys or the bottom guys. And then there's forwards. Defenseman? I don't know. I'm...
Throw it up.
Midfielder? What happened to sweepers? Did I used to play a striker? Central attacking middle fielder? All right, these are made up. These are made up, dude. These are, no.
What do you mean they're made up? I totally didn't rip this off Sporkle and hope this was accurate because I totally know what I'm talking about when it comes to soccer. I'm an avid soccer fan.
My buddy Zach. No.
All right, on to the next. We're going to talk about some of the major leagues. Now, I'll give you a little bit of...
I know them.
I'll give you a little bit of a grace period here. You can guess the country if you have no idea what it's called because some of the names are right up here. So you can guess which country they're from. These are from all over the world. There's one that you should know, that I know.
I know the Premier League.
There's two then.
The Super League?
Do you know where they're from?
No. America?
No.
We would name it that. We would name it that. The Bear League. That's cool.
What's Here's the golf club, the point. What's this one? And where are they from?
America.
They are from America. What is the name of the league?
Does it have something to do with the MLS?
Yes, it would.
Dude, I hate soccer.
No, come on, you gotta guess. Take a rip, and then we'll show you after this one because you're not gonna get
the Midwestern.
It's not even a W, dude.
No, middle, little.
Think of MLB.
Major League Soccer.
There you go. You overcomplicated it. All right, throw up the answers.
Major League Soccer. I do know the Premier League, and I could have told you England because
Russia,
Chelsea's from there.
The
My
Super
buddy Zach
League
is a huge.
Super League is from Greece.
What?
Yep. Mexico. Oh, this is the Chinese soccer league. This is the Canadian Premier League. There's the Japanese league.
Huh.
I was hoping you got at least one or two countries. I mean, this one's Italy. It has its flag right there. This has the Swedish colors right there.
I could have guessed the pair was Russia.
Well, yeah. Well, you didn't.
Yeah, I know, but I was like looking.
Next.
What do we got?
All right. These are A-League European teams. Go ahead and give me your best guess to all of these squads. We'll start here. We're going to rapid fire. If you don't know the name, make it up. Right here.
The Yellow Tiger Squad.
Okay. This one.
White Castle.
Okay. This one.
team.
This one.
Boom team.
This one. Boom.
Crest team.
This one.
What? The Castle team.
This one.
The football club.
Okay, this one.
The two-headed bird team.
This one.
Two people high-fiving team.
That's not okay. This one.
The other Castle team.
This one.
Arby's.
This one. Just try and read that.
Football club.
This one.
America.
This one.
Pretty girl team.
This one.
No, dude. That one's Panera.
Okay, show us the answers.
Amsterdam. Hey. All right, so I got none of them.
The only one I knew off the top of my head was Arsenal. That's a popular one.
I do know
Arsenal is well known. But we are talking too much about soccer. We're going to send you guys to yet another quick break. And when we come back, it'll be time for Cook It or Crazy. You're watching DK Experience right here on WTOP-10.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew, broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Now, again, I still can't keep this thing out of the water, and I also heard that if you get like these custom grips, like I have big hands and
There's
really short
custom
thumbs,
ones?
yeah, so you can get custom grips. I think that'd help.
Noted.
Welcome back to DK Experience Season 3, Episode number 1. The last block of the show, just 5 minutes left for us to talk to you wonderful people at home tonight. I'm Kenny Gerard, coincided by Dylan Zielinski, who is a screenager and can't look up from his phone. He's pulling up his song. Don't play it out loud. FCC won't like that. So, yeah, exactly. Can't play it out loud, Dylan. So, welcome back for Cooking or Crazy, our everybody's favorite segment on the show. And today we always decide during the blast break what we're going to do. Today's segment will be best song to be played on the beach to fit in with a vacation theme. Austin in the back, our graphics operator, shout out Austin, will choose the winner in today's segment. So, Dylan, we agreed to say at the same time. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Knee
Toe
deep.
Zach Brown Band.
Oh! That's the same though.
Yes!
All right.
Listen, I was going to go knee deep, but I thought you'd pick it, so I pivoted to
Because I got
toes.
Jimmy Buffett.
Because we were singing it earlier, so I go, he's going to think knee deep, so I wanted to switch and go to toes. So that's, I was going to say knee deep, but I wanted to pivot just for the sake of the argument. So,
Might I even bring up the lyrics? Like just talk
you could
about
talk about
okay.
it. So for mine, simply put, knee deep, or not knee deep, see, that was my original pick. I just messed myself up. Toes, I mean, it's a song about being on the beach. You got your keister in the sand, your toes in the water. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Keister.
I think that, it just fits the theme. Good country music, it's slow, it's easy, but it just, it reminds me of summer. There's no better song, I think, than the beach. And even when you get home, the end of the song is about going back home after you're sunburnt and sweaty and tired. I think the song can go from beginning to end of your vacation, and I think it was perfect or sitting on the beach. It's my song of choice, and I will almost guarantee we're going to play it in the Outer Banks. Dylan, you know yours, so
Yep.
let me hear
Okay.
yours.
Let me just give you the first few lyrics here, all right? And I just want you to think about what I was saying in the beginning of the show. Gonna put the world away for a minute. Pretend I don't live in it. Sunshine's gonna wash my blues away.
Great song.
I have been saying that we needed to get out of here.
Yes.
We all needed to go away. Put the world away for a minute. That is what that song represents. Not only does it include Zach Brown Band, who's one of the kings of summer, but it also has a feature from Jimmy Buffett, the god of summer. It is a banger song. You can play it on the beach. You can play it while driving down there. It symbolizes what spring break, any vacation is supposed to be. It's about putting the world away for a
Before
minute.
we run out of time, let me give you my lyrics. We're going to run out of time here, Dylan. Here are the lyrics that I wanted to just read. I got my toes in the water, keister in the sand, not a worry in the world, a cold beverage in my hand. Life is good today.
Oh, life is good today.
And life is good today. I think it makes the same argument he just made. Is that, oh, it's over? Oh, sweet. All right, sweet. I win. Let's go.
No.
I'll take that.
Life is good today, Kenny.
Life is good today.
Life is good to Beckham.
Yes, you may come on.
Life is... My first ever concert was a Zach Brown, and I love that song. I need that. Thank you.
Great choice.
Good choice, but toes in the water, bum in the sand.
Not a worry in the world.
Not a worry in the world.
Cold beverage in my hand.
Screen?
Oh, no, I'm going back.
Hey, don't let
Austin
him back on
is
there.
not
Don't
happy.
let him back on there. Do not let him
Dylan,
back
for the
on
first
there.
time ever on this show, I want to say we both win.
Yeah, dude.
I think both of those are great
I was just fired
choices.
up that we were both on the same
We're on the same
brainwave
wavelength,
of-
but I just had to pivot
Yeah.
for the sake of the show. So,
I love Zach Brown Band, dude.
with that being said, that is going to be all for us tonight. I know we have a minute 30 here left to talk, so I will mention, for those who know me and Dylan, you also know we are part of the show, Oh Boy, of course. One of the greatest shows on WTOP-10 behind Laker Connections and the DK Experience, only because I'm on it. But if I wasn't on any shows, I'd believe it's the best. Anyway, we are doing a special, speaking of the Outer Banks, called Oh Boy Takes on the Outer Banks. It'll be a 30-minute special episode. We'll air the second Monday after spring break. So that is, it'll be the same day as the show.
Yeah.
So it'll air the same week that we have our next show. So in 3 weeks from today, you will watch right before this show at 10 o'clock will be Oh Boy Takes on the Outer Banks, followed by the DK Experience. That'll be on
That's a
March
good
31st.
slot right there.
Great slot. So with that being said, we thank you for joining us tonight on the DK Experience. And we will for sure be putting our keisters in the sand and enjoying our spring break. And we hope you all do too.
Yes, we will.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna put the world away for a minute.
Dylan, any
Pretend
last
I
thoughts?
don't live in it. Just gonna put the world away for a minute and pretend I don't live in it.
And I'm going to go put my toes in the sand. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We will see you guys in 3 very short weeks. Have a great night, everybody.
Hey, how are you? You want to chat? Well, you're in luck. The Mick and Nick show is about to start. Oh, Nick! The Mick and Nick show is starting.
Oh, wait, let's go then.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Mick and Nick Show. It's great to have you join us. Nick, what are we going to talk about today?
Today, we're going to be playing some Would You Rather, dive deep into our feelings in real talk, and psychologically torture our guests with...
Secret coming up later.
Okay.
All right. So right now, we're going to play, just a simple game of Would You Rather. Alrighty. Okay, first question. Would you rather eat pasta or pizza for the rest of your life?
That's really hard, as an Italian. I gotta say, I do love both. There's definitely differences as well, where it's like, you can have anything on the pasta, you can have anything on pizza. But I would have to go with pizza just because I do love pizza. I've had pizza like for dinner last night and the night before, so that speaks volume. I could do it again tonight if I really wanted to, but I probably shouldn't.
I would choose pasta just because you can do so many things with it, and like it's not too weird. So, like you can make mac and cheese, you can make carbonara, you can like do so many. You can add so many things as long as it has sauce and veggies and meat. You can have the whole food group in there. So
No, exactly.
that's why I say pasta. Sometimes pizza. I could see what you can do with pizza, but like if you put pineapple on there, I'm not your friend.
No,
anymore.
exactly. Like I don't like
anymore.
pineapple on pizza either.
So you can't put fruit on your
I
pizza.
mean, you're right, but you can't put fruit in your salad, your pasta. Yeah. So.
I guess.
Let's go to the next one. Would you rather live in the ocean or in space for 10 years?
Yeah, that's a hard one because both are extremely terrifying.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would say like probably the ocean, just because like give it like the whole like Aquaman vibes or something. Maybe I'll like find like Atlantis or something.
I would do the ocean too, just because like at least you know there's stuff in the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what's in it, but like we at least know that things in it exist. With space,
Also, it's like limited. With space, it's like infinite.
Literally infinite. It's like just a void. Yeah, yeah. And like, I don't know, in both instances, like physically, you'll probably change quite a lot because there's no like set like gravity. But I feel like if you're in the ocean, you'd also get like really strong.
I feel like you get strong, but also you get like kind of get like maybe taller in a sense, or maybe sometimes like if you depending on like the pressure, you could also get to shrink a little bit, which for your case, that might be a little unfortunate.
Wow. Of course, we had to throw a short joke in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, would you rather always have to run or walk to your destination?
Ooh.
Like even like you can't take any sort of transportation.
I would say walk.
Mhm.
Wait, no transportation?
Yeah.
Okay, I would say walk. Because it's like I feel like running would be really awkward. Like you know what I mean? It's like you're going to class and then you just see someone bolting. Like you see bolt. Like I mean, I could make a profession. I would say actually no running because I could make a profession out of it.
I guess. Well, yeah, okay.
You know how the calves I would have from
Well,
running
same
everywhere?
with walking.
But the running.
Well,
you save
well,
time.
here's my opinion. Walking, because you can like you have more stamina with walking. With running, you get tired super fast. But with walking, you can walk slowly, or you can walk a little bit fast, not sprinting,
Well, I guess then the
but just
question
like fast
is,
walking.
would it be
I would
like would you be able to walk like fast like all the time, or would you have to take breaks? If you would have to take breaks, then walking makes more sense.
I would walk as slow or fast as I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one, we'll do one more.
Yeah.
Would you not eat ice cream or chips for the rest of your life? I would say ice cream because I love chips. I love like my good old sea salt,
Yeah.
pepper.
I don't know. I'm a sweet person, so I would not eat chips for the rest of my life.
I getcha.
Yeah.
So this week on WTOP, May started off with some fashion memes. So unless you live under a rock, you probably know that the Met Gala happened on May 1st. The theme this year was Karl Lagerfeld, A Line of Beauty, which is a tribute to the designer most of us have never really heard before. I usually roast the Met Gala outfits with my friends, but in finals I haven't been able to really do that. But it hasn't stopped me from noticing two stars who have made headlines recently. The first one being the amazing Doja Cat, who dressed up like Lagerfeld's famous cat, Chopette, who is definitely famous now thanks to Doja. As seen in the photo, Doja is wearing cat prosthetics and a white dress that resembles the fur of the cat. In one of her interviews, all she did was meow, which in my opinion is hilarious and on brand for her. The other star who stole my heart is Blackpink's Jennie Kim. You know how much I love K-pop. Seeing Jennie at an event like this is insane. Her appearance adds her to a handful of K-pop musicians who have went to this event, like Jackson Wang, CL, and the good old Gangnam Style Psy.
Nice. And in other news, a 40-pound shelter cat from Virginia found its forever home with homeowner Kay Ford. According to Rack Foundation, the shelter that the cat is from originally weighed 42 pounds when he went in. I mean, just look at this chonker.
Adorable.
He's so big. Oh gosh. And yes, he is most definitely on a diet to lose the weight. Luckily, Patches, that's the name of the cat, is still able to walk, but it takes a bit of encouragement to do so. Kay Ford, who adopted the cat, has set up a Facebook page for anyone to follow Patches' weight loss journey. titled Patches' Journey, and the page has now amassed 5,000 followers.
Oh no, they're going to get another one after this. Coming up, we'll dive deep into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned, because it's about to get real.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should
told
we
me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
So today we are joined by our friends Kat Speed and Kenzie Shields. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, such as your majors, interests, and clubs you're a part of?
Do you want to go first?
Hi, I'm Kenzie. I am a journalism and music major. I'm a junior here, and I'm also an RA in Cayuga Hall.
My name is Kat Speed. I am a communication major with a minor in mathematics. I am a part of Vocal Effect. I'm an RA in Fennell. And yeah, I love singing.
Oh, it's great to have you guys on here. So let's get on with the disclaimers. And so heavy topics such as trauma and deep emotions will be discussed in this segment of the show. Some topics may be easily triggering and may be hard to listen to. The answers to the questions of the day pertain to our experiences only. Please listen to our experiences with an open mind and leave your judgments behind. This is a safe space.
We find it very important to delve into these topics because we want to spread awareness about the importance of healing and mental health. We are not licensed therapists nor studying to be ones. Therefore, if you feel called to ask for professional help, please visit the Mary Walker Health Center on campus to speak with a counselor. You're never alone. So, the question of the day is, how do you help people in need?
Yep, and today we're gonna, in honor of our RA guest, we're gonna be making door decks. Yay! Does anyone want to say anything first about the question?
So I think just like helping people in need, like it's very like situational. Like I think, I mean, you're gonna run into so many things that maybe you'll expect and maybe you won't expect. But, you know, it's about how do you, like, handle those things. And I feel like I'm somebody who's, like, very, like, on for it, like, all the time. Like, I'm, like, ready for it. But, like, you know, that's not the case for everybody. So I think just, you know, being open to that and, you know, kind of being open to anything that comes through the door, like, is just really, really essential for that kind of, you know, especially, like, helping anybody, because I think you would want somebody to be helpful and open to you when you come to them about something.
Yeah, I try to also, like you said, like be open and be honest. And, you know, sometimes there'd be days when I just really, I'm not in the right headspace to be able to listen to someone.
Yeah.
So, like, it's important for me to, like, kind of evaluate myself before, like, diving right in.
Mm-hmm.
But I always, you know, try to be that friend that's always there to listen. Or, like, I had this like bad habit of always giving unsolicited advice, but I've been working on just listening and validating. And because I do that with others, I'm starting to also do that with myself, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the same way where it's like, sorry. Usually I do want to try and like help out my friends. I like the listening. I like, you know, I do like giving advice when they ask it and when it's warranted. But what's kind of important also is just kind of just being there for them, I realize. Especially like if I can give my own experiences, like how we do with the show, if I can give my own experiences to them and help them out in a way, then I'm totally fine with doing that. But also just kind of just being there for them. And something that I've liked to do recently is also check in on them afterwards, especially like if it's something really serious. I want to make sure that they're okay and like, you know, they're doing good and, you know, just, you know, all the little worries in life.
Right.
I think, Kat, what you said about like sometimes you expect it and sometimes you don't. I think for me the biggest test comes when I don't expect it. You know, when I'm on call, when I have the on-call phone, I expect it to maybe ring at 3 a.m. at night, and I'm ready for that, and I feel emotionally prepared for that. But there are also moments where like someone might knock on my door, and I might not be emotionally prepared to deal with that incident. One time, someone knocked on my door when I literally had COVID. Did not know that at the time. I had tested negative that night, so I wasn't in quarantine or anything.
Gotcha.
But I was really, really sick, and I still had to do my job and respond. And I think that's one of the moments that I think of when I think of like helping someone. And it was okay in that moment to hand things off and get help from other people. But at the end of the day, you know, everyone needed to get taken care of. So
right. Yeah, and being in like a position of authority or where your job is, you have to be on call for a set amount of time, is can be pretty taxing, you know, and like especially if I feel like in another life I would have become an RA if I felt like it, because I try to be very personal and I care about people, but like if I ever had the on-call phone, I'd probably be like really anxious that I don't know, a toilet is gonna break.
Oh God.
And it happens.
Yeah, you never like. I mean, sometimes there's like pretty routine things that'll happen, especially like dependent on like what building you live in. Like that's what the phone is usually called for, like some things. But sometimes you'll just get that call that you're just like, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you're like, okay, now I gotta be up for this and like be ready for it. And you know, I think that's like the hardest thing, especially like right when you're like getting out of a sleep. You know, it's like having to be ready to do that is insane.
I would be.
I'm so sorry.
I would be so disoriented.
Oh yeah.
So like how, I guess when or if you got a call like that, how does your brain go like just automatically switch to like RA mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like I have a like get it done kind of mode, and even if like it's a very emotionally tense or stressful situation, I will go into this like get it done crisis kind of mode, and then I'll go cry about it for like an hour after. But like in the moment, you just gotta get it done some days, and that can be really hard when you're out of bandwidth.
And I think like just like something happens where like everything else that could be going on in your head or like your whole life that's going on, it's like, oh, everything shuts off for this right now. Like my mind is solely focused on that, and it has to be focused on the other person. So anything that you were concerned about in that moment kind of all just kind of goes away for that moment, because like in that moment in time you're not thinking about yourself anymore as the RA. You're thinking about the person you're trying to really help in that moment.
That's something I always like commemorate like RAs, because like I like over like the couple of years like you go to Oswego, you definitely get to know a couple of RAs, and it's just always like kind of like that selflessness and also being able to like deal with that situation. I always have to like get like a, I don't know, like not like a golf cap or something, but like it's just something I look up to, and I wish I could like kind of do that, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot for a person to do that.
Right, and I was in a similar situation like that where I had to like kind of take action, right, and in that moment, like you guys were saying, you kind of go into like this survival instinct, because if no one does anything, things are gonna go bad like really fast. And so like that day that happened, I was like, okay. And then at night, that's when all the emotions came, and it's like, and I mean, it's kind of like a balance kind of thing, because in the moment,